Good evening, everybody. Today is February 4th, 2021. At the time is 6:02 p.m. This is the time and place for the Public Works Virtual Committee meetings for the fiscal year 2020-2021 street resurfacing and sewer repair project. My name is Edward Hiri, Assistant Director of Public Work and City Engineer, and I'll be conducting the meeting tonight. Due to the evolving situation with the COVID-19 novel coronavirus and health recommendation from the LA County Health Department, the Public Works meeting for this fiscal year 2020-2021 street resurfacing and sewer repair project will be available to the public electronically. Due to the social distancing requirements, the public will not be able to attend the meeting in person. The public is encouraged to watch and participate from the safety of their homes to practice social distancing. The meeting can be viewed live by joining the WebEx link at www.glendaleca.gov/PW event. Or you can use Glendale YouTube channel at youtube.com/MyGlendale. If you are using an iOS device, iPhone or iPad, you must download and install WebEx app prior to the meeting in order to view the meeting. However, anyone who has connected to the WebEx via phone will need to drop from the WebEx to dial to the public line at 818-937-8100 should you have comments or questions during our public comment segment. American Sign Language interpretation is primarily available on YouTube and GTV6. Limited access is available on WebEx. For those who don't have access to a computer or the internet, the phone number to call in and listen to the meeting is 213-306-3065. Access code is 126-716-3209. For public comments and or questions during this meeting, please call at 818-937-8100. Comments, questions will be addressed by the appropriate person during the meeting. Please note that this meeting is being recorded, both video and audio, and the recording will become a part of the public record. Notification of this meeting was accomplished by the use of postcards, which were mailed to property owners located within 500 feet of the project limits and posted on the city's website at www.glendalepwprojects.com. The meeting will proceed as follows. The project manager will give a PowerPoint presentation covering the project limits, project description, and project schedule. Viewers or callers wish to make public comments, please call at 818-937-8100. Please provide your full name and address. Callers will have 3 minutes to make their comments or ask questions. There will be no debates or discussion during the meeting. The staff will be submitting your questions and comments to the appropriate staff after the meeting. Questions and answers will be posted at the city's website in the next 2 weeks. Viewers or callers will be given the opportunity to submit their follow-up questions or comments within 24 hours after the conclusion of the meeting. Any additional questions or comments can be emailed to the contact person email address provided in the postcard. The meeting will be concluded within 5 minutes following the conclusion of receiving any calls. And the next now will begin with the presentation will be provided by Victoria Pachanian, the project manager on this project. Go ahead, Victoria.
Thank you, Edward. Hello, good evening. My name is Victoria Pachanian. I will be the project manager for this project. This project is called Fiscal Year 2020-21 Street Resurfacing and Sewer Repair Project. And this is the community meeting for that project. Dina, if you can. So first, let's go over the dates for the project. The project is anticipated to begin May of 2021, and we anticipate to finish construction in October of 2021, barring any unforeseen conditions. Next, I'll touch a little bit upon the meeting agenda for today. First, we'll go over the project purpose, the scope of work, and locations. Then we'll cover construction phasing. Next, we'll cover major improvement details as it relates to the project, project impacts and mitigations. Then we'll cover the public notifications. And lastly, we'll take questions and comments from you. All right, so the project purpose is pretty straightforward for a typical public works project, and it involves the selective removal and reconstruction of deteriorated pavement. It also involves surface grinding and placement of ARHM, which is asphalt rubber hot mix pavement, over asphalt concrete leveling course. Application of crack sealing material and emulsion aggregate slurry, also known as Slurry Seal. Selective removal and repair of broken and damaged sidewalks, curbs, curb and gutters, cross gutters, alley aprons, driveways, modification and reconstruction of existing ramps to meet current ADA standards, removal and planting of new trees and pruning of tree roots per professional arborist recommendations, adjustment of existing manholes, water meters, and other utilities to finished grade, removal and replacement of existing traffic striping and installation of new striping, and sanitary sewer point repairs and lining at various locations throughout the city. We'll go over in more detail in the next several slides into about what each of these improvements entail in more detail. All right, so the project location, I'm pretty certain you can see the project location map. As you can see, there are two types of street improvements as part of this project. The first, which is depicted in red here, is street resurfacing, and the second, which is depicted in yellow, is Slurry Seal. And I'll go over in more detail as to what those mean. I'll go over the names of the streets in case the map isn't legible for everyone. So the resurfacing streets will be Cleveland Road between Glenwood Road and Olmsted Drive, Norton Avenue between Olmsted Drive and Kenneth Road, Virginia Avenue between Kenneth Road and Sunset Road, South Street between Virginia Avenue and Concord Street, Spencer Street between Pacific Avenue and Dorothy Drive, Columbus Avenue between Dryden Street and Stalker Street, Lorraine Street between Valley View Road and Central Avenue, Central Avenue between Stalker Street and Kenneth Road, and Sherlock Drive between Mountain Street and city limits. As for Slurry Seal, those streets will be Valley View Road between Cumberland Road and the northerly end of Valley View Road, and Central Avenue between Dryden Street and Stalker Street. All right, some facts or acronyms to keep in mind. R&R stands for remove and reconstruct. AC stands for asphalt concrete. PCC stands for Portland cement concrete. ARHM, as I mentioned, stands for asphalt rubber hot mix. ADA stands for American with Disabilities Act. And GWP stands for Glendale Water and Power. And I'll be using some of this terminology in the next several slides. So construction phasing. This covers how the project will proceed. Once construction begins, the first improvements that will take place will be the concrete works. The second phase will involve asphalt concrete removal and replacement. Phase 3 is street resurfacing as a whole. Phase 4 is utility adjustments to the new finished grade. Phase 5 is the installation of traffic striping, signing, and pavement markings. And Phase 6 will be planting of new trees. And we'll cover more each of those improvements in the next slides. So what is concrete work? Concrete work, as the name suggests, involves everything that is made of concrete. This means sidewalks that have been uplifted or are cracked or damaged, curb ramps that are not ADA compliant, and we bring those to ADA standards. Driveway aprons. It's a twofold improvement. If the driveway is in good condition, but it does not meet ADA requirements, which is to provide a path of travel behind the driveway for people with disabilities, we remove those driveways and replace them and provide a path in the back of the driveway. If the driveway does meet ADA conditions, standards, however, it is badly damaged or it poses tripping hazards, those driveways will also be removed and replaced. Actually, there's also 3 category. The standard in the city of Glendale for the width of driveways is 10 feet. So any driveway that doesn't meet the width requirements of the city of Glendale will also be removed and replaced. Alley aprons, similar to driveways, those alley aprons that do not meet ADA requirements will be removed or replaced. Curb and gutters, it is a city standard for roadways to have gutters by the edges of the roadway, by the curbs. So if your street doesn't have gutters there currently, as part of this project, new gutters will be installed on those streets. And gutters that are broken or damaged will also be replaced. Lastly, cross gutters. I believe there's only one location where a new cross gutter will be installed, and that's on Valley View Drive. Other than that, if a cross gutter is in bad shape, we will also be replacing those as well. So that entails all the concrete improvements, and that will be phase 1 of the project. Phase 2 of the project involves ACR&R, asphalt removal and replacement. What is asphalt removal and replacement? Basically, it covers 4 categories, which is base failure, erosion, potholes, and tree roots. Base failure is when the asphalt has failed all the way to the base of the asphalt. So these sections that are in bad condition will be removed, saw cut, the pavement will be saw cut, the entirety of the pavement will be removed, and new asphalt will be placed. Erosion is a surface failure of the asphalt, and again, those locations will be saw cut, removed, and replaced. Potholes, it's very localized removal and replacement of the asphalt will take place. And finally, tree roots is this pavement that has been damaged by tree roots, and at those locations, the pavement will be removed. The tree roots will be pruned, and the asphalt will be placed back. Next phase will be resurfacing, and this is a method used to improve the right of the street and the structural integrity of the pavement. And what it is the grinding of the top 2 inches of the existing AC pavement and the placement of 2 inches of ARHM, asphalt rubberized hot mix pavement. And now sometimes in streets that do require some adjustment to the structure of the pavement, we will use an interlayer before placing the ARHM. We do place a leveling course, which is a thin layer of fine asphalt before we cap it with ARHM. This process is approximately a 1-week process, barring any unforeseen circumstances. And it begins a new service life for the pavement. It also prevents excessive AC pavement R&R. So with this option, we don't have to remove and replace a lot of the asphalt. On this day, on this week, I should say, that the AC pavement is to be resurfaced, The irrigation should be turned off, and parking and access to the street will be temporarily restricted during applications. There's some visual representations of what resurfacing is. As you can see in the first picture, it's surface planing, which is grinding of the top 2 inches of the asphalt. The second picture shows the application of the ARHM. Third picture shows compaction, and the fourth shows the striping that will take place after AC is placed. The other street improvement type is Slurry Seal, and it is a method to preserve, protect, and extend the life of the pavement. Slurry Seal, before we apply the Slurry Seal, cracks on the existing street, on the existing road, are sealed. And then the 3/8 thick seals and correct, it basically corrects the pavement and improves the skid resistance of the pavement. It's an economical process. It's a quick process. I'll cover the time later, I think, in the slide. And it also, just as before, irrigation should be turned off during the day of the Slurry Seal. Parking and access to your street, again, will be unavailable during the day of the slurry sealing, and parking will be available on nearby streets. Streets will be fully reopened in the evening after the slurry seal applied. Slurry seal, if, barring any unforeseen situations, if slurry seal is applied in the morning, by the end of the workday, the street should be open to residents. Slurry seal, as you can see in the picture, the first slide shows the application, and the second picture shows the finished product. Traffic striping will be the next phase of the project, and it involves new signing and pavement markers, and the red curbs in the project area will be repainted. So when we grind the street, obviously the striping itself comes out as well. So once the new pavement is placed, the contractor will be painting the street with fresh striping. Street tree improvements. Trees, City of Glendale has a forestry department, and we work closely with forestry department and our arborists in terms of the street trees in the limits of the project. We remove any tree and replace them, as well as plant new trees per professional arborist's recommendation only. And the arborist usually recommends tree removals when the tree is dead or dying or poses any hazards. And the removal of the trees, as you can see, as I already mentioned, it only for the cases of declining or dying trees. But residents will be notified in advance of any tree removals as well as planting. Project impacts. So resurface streets may be temporarily closed during construction. Contractor will notify residents and businesses in advance of street closures. Street parking will be restricted in work areas, and construction may be allowed on Saturdays if necessary, and construction equipment and materials may be stored on the street. And we'll discuss resident notification in later slides. Project mitigations. Road will be open and parking will be available during non-working hours. We will provide alternate traffic routes and maintain access to driveway as much as possible. Street closures will be limited to immediate work zone. And curb, gutters, sidewalks, and driveway aprons will be constructed one side of the street at a time. And flaggers will be provided where required. Public notification. We try our best to communicate to the public of our plans and construction progress. And the first step of that communication is today, the virtual community meeting. This is the first phase, so to say, of the public notification. Next, we have city website and bid advertisement. This project will be advertised on February 16th, Tuesday, February 16th, and you will find that information on our city website. So about a month or 2 months before the actual start of construction, you will receive a director's letter in the mail, notifying you that the construction will begin about a month or two. In the next phase, you will receive about a week or 2 weeks in advance of construction. You will receive the contractor's notification letter. Now, this is a letter that the contractor introduces themselves to the public, to the residents, and notifies them that construction will begin about a week or two. And then we'll start the more personal notification system, which is the 3-day door hanger. So whenever the project is in the asphalt repair phase or the PCC repair phase, you will receive a 3-day door hanger on your doors, which will notify you of construction activity starting 3 days before the start itself. You will also receive a 3-day door hanger for each individual street improvements. You will receive a 3-day door hanger for concrete improvements. You will also receive a 3-day notice for asphalt improvements. And as you can see, we are also available on Facebook, Twitter, as well as Instagram, and our website is always up to date, so you can get information from our project website with any questions that you have. That's it for the presentation. We can open the lines now for questions or comments that you may have.
Thank you, Victoria. Dina, do we have any callers? Okay.
Callers.
Just as a friendly reminder, till we hear from the callers who would like to join us for this virtual community meetings, you can access your WebEx link at www.glendaleca.gov/PW event, or you can use Glendale's YouTube channel at youtube.com/MyGlendale. So for the callers who they can join us now. They can call at 818-937-8100. For the public who doesn't have access to the computer or the internet, they can call us and listen to the meetings at 213-306-3065, access code 126-716-3209. And we do have American Sign Language interpretation. It's primarily available, though, on YouTube and GTV6. Limited access is available on WebEx. Do we have any caller at this point? Okay. This is again for the public who just joined us. This project is this meeting. It's a virtual community meeting for the fiscal year 2020-2021 street resurfacing and sewer repair project. The website information on how to join us via computer, it's displayed on the screen. For the public who doesn't have computer access, they can listen by phone by calling 213-306-3065, code number or the access code 126-716-3209. And anybody can call to share their comments or questions on this project by calling in 818-937-8100. Again, 937-8100. Just a friend, any caller, Lina? No? Okay. Just friendly reminder also for all the viewer and the caller. The meeting will be concluded within 5 minutes following the conclusion of receiving any call. And the countdown will start right now. Also, to make sure everybody get the opportunity to get the information regarding the tonight virtual community meetings for the fiscal year 2020-2021 street resurfacing and sewer repair projects, you can call for any comment or question during this meeting by calling 818-937-8100. Again, in order to be able to join this meeting, for this virtual community meeting for the fiscal year 2020-2021 street resurfacing and sewer repair project, you can view the live by joining the WebEx link at www.glendaleca.gov/PW event. You can also use Glendale YouTube channel at youtube.com/MyGlendale. If you're using an iOS device, iPhone or iPad, please make sure to download and install the WebEx app prior to the meeting in order to view the meeting. However, anyone who has connected to the WebEx via phone will need to drop from the WebEx to dial to a public line at 818-937-8100, should you have comment or questions during our public comment segment. The American Sign Language interpretation is primarily available on YouTube and GTV6. Limited access is available on WebEx. We have roughly less than half a minute remaining. So for those who don't have access or computer on the internet, the phone number to call in and listen to the meeting is 213-306-3065, access code 126-716-3209. Please note this meeting is now officially closed, and thank you for attending. The note date, this will be February 4th, 2021 at 6:33 p.m. Thank you.